Here's a quick journal page that I did, and I had just smeared some black on there, so I have a background of grays and some light gray and some streaks of black in there too. So I'm making a spiral sun. Super easy, and I'm using white because the white is going to show up on the black. It's sort of the opposite. When you take a white page, you use a dark color. So I have a dark background, so I'm going to use white paint. And white makes all the other colors pop. So even though I'm putting yellow on top of it, it's making it so that the yellow stands out more. And now I've got yellow and white. I didn't even wipe off the brush, and I'm going in and just putting some very loose figures that are human shape, but very loose, not any definition at all. At this point, you can see sort of a head and something that resembles a body. And lots of times you don't really have to draw in or paint in everything. Our minds and our brains are able to fill in the empty spaces. That's why we get in so many fights, because we think we know what other people are thinking and doing. So in art, it's great. In life, maybe not so good. All right, and now I'm going to draw a very loose shape that just resembles a skyline. And I'm not looking at anything. This is just a very quick study, a quick exercise to just make something. And it's wonky, and the buildings are wonky, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm just putting things down and seeing what comes out. And I'm going to make this other building going over the sun, because when you start to overlap things in your painting, it gives it more interest and more depth. Like if you look at the figures on the left-hand side, you can tell that the tallest one is in the background, and the other two figures are more in the foreground, even though there's not a lot of detail. And that will become more apparent as I do start to put details into it. And here I'm starting to, well, I'm gonna start to overlap. Right now I have everything kind of singular, but now you can see with my cut, I have started to go over the different areas to add some depth and dimension, even though I haven't even used another color yet. Everything that I've used in the skyline is still white, and just overlapping is creating this illusion of depth in there. And now I'm going in and starting to flesh out some of those figures, and it's going to stay loose the whole time. There's no heavy detail in here. It's more of just suggestions of people. So I'm adding very loose limbs. I don't know if this is a skirt or pants, and just very quick, fluid movements, just trying to put down something that resembles a human shape. And I've decided that all my people are going to be facing away from the viewers, so I'm putting some hair in there, and you can see I'm using colors that aren't realistic. This is whimsy and surreal. This is just putting down colors, shapes to get a very loose sort of maybe alien world skyscape. And I'm adding the red that I used from the hair just to sort of flesh out some body shapes. And now you can see that it looks like they're gazing off, looking at something. And I'm going to take this same red, and instead of drawing each individual window or door or whatever exists on this alien world, I'm just going to give the suggestion of it and make little dashes, little dots, little lines. So this is very, very easy. If you feel intimidated Don't feel intimidated. Just get your stuff out and start making some lines and see what comes out. And I'm starting to block out those buildings, adding some more windows. And the only colors I've used so far are white, yellow, and this red. So with very minimal supplies, you can definitely create something. And again, I'm just suggesting the windows on all these buildings. And the magic of cameras, bam, all my things are outlined. And I am going through and adding some black to it to add a little bit of depth and introduce one new value in it. So here we have it. The alien landscape is almost done. And you see the proportions are off, that the people are bigger than some of the buildings. Maybe they're standing on a hill, but I'm not worried about anything like that. What I'm worried about is just getting something on the paper, doing it quick, and sort of working in a very subconscious way, not thinking at all. Going in and putting some black in there. And now you can see these people are starting to shape up, and you can see them a little bit better now. And I'm going back in to define the sun a little bit and put some more of that swirl back in there so you can see it.